you're saying to me makes me want to fight you a little.
Oh man, the Batman 2 fans, I would like to say I'm sorry because it is not looking good. So apparently now, according to Warner Brothers, the Batman Part 2 is now listed as untitled Batman film. And categorized as action adventure sci-fi fantasy on the official Warner Brothers Spain website. Now, I've seen the Batman, and I don't know about y'all, but there was nothing sci-fi, science fiction-y about that film, or fantasy for that matter. It's a very direct, noir, Nolan-esque, real-world take on Batman. And you know what that says to me? That doesn't sound like Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2. That sounds like James Gunn's Batman Brave and the Bold. Now, some of you, kudos to you because you've been saying that the Batman Brave and the Bold might replace the release date for the Batman Part 2 for 2027. And I was like, that's an interesting take. I was thinking more 2028, but now this is looking more and more likely. And I said this before, I'll say it again. I think if Superman hits, and Superman is going to hit, and it's going to hit big, that's going to give even more cachet to James Gunn, Peter Safran on saying like, listen, the Batman Part 2, that doesn't necessarily fall in line with what I want to do with the DCU Batman. And I understand that they don't want to have two competing Batmans. For us, like for me, it's like, okay, cool. Like you have two Batmans, you have an Elseworld, fine. But again, you have to remember, they don't see things the same way that we fans do. Some fans be like, well, what's the problem? You could have two Batmans. Like, who cares? But like, yeah, but you know, you're not running Warner Brothers. You're not running DC Studios. And that can really, and having two competing Batmans, that's just gonna pit the fans against each other, and it's like, well, Robert Pattinson is better. Well, you know, the DCU Batman is better. Like, no, Robert Pattinson is better. No, the DCU Batman is better, right? Like you don't want that unnecessary drama and hassle. So it's just better to have one Batman, one Superman, one Wonder Woman, not multiple actors running around playing the same character. It just dilutes the product and it dilutes the brand. Look at Marvel. Right? Do you see multiple Captain Americas running around? No, there's only one Chris Evans. Do you see multiple Iron Mans running around? No, there's only one Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. Do you see multiple Spider-Mans or multiple Hawkeyes or multiple Avengers movies? No, there's only one Avenger under the MCU, Kevin Feige. So, and I think that's what James Gunn wants to do with the DCU brand. He wants to have one Batman, one Superman, one Wonder Woman. You want to see Batman? Guess what? Pay a ticket. And so from that business perspective, I get it. I understand it. Now, again, I think if when Superman hits big, I think James Gunn has been like, listen, I don't want Robert Pattinson. He's been on record saying, I want my DCU Batman. It's not going to be Robert Pattinson. And it's looking more and more likely that the Batman Part 2 is not going to happen. And remember what Peter Safran said. Peter Safran did say, hey, 2027, there will be a Batman movie. He didn't specify Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2. He just said 2027, there will be a Batman movie. Look at the wording. What does that tell you? Like I said, read between the lines. I think Batman Brave and the Bold is going to replace the Batman Part 2 release date. I think the Batman Part 2 is going to get axed. And I'm just waiting for the official announcement to come from James Gunn. And that's going to be very interesting to see the reaction for that. But like I said, I'm not happy about it. I don't want the Batman Part 2 to be canceled because I would like to have seen where that story would continue. But more and more, it's just looking more and more likely that this thing is not happening. So that's going to be a hit like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, TikTok. This is actually someone comes below. What do you think of all of this news? And maybe the Batman Brave and the Bold will have a 2027 release date. James Gunn is writing the script along with someone else. And Superman is going to hit big. And when it hits big, people are going to be asking, where's the DCU Batman? That's all I'm going to say. Love you all. Stay safe. Truth out. Jesus Christ. But Mikey Science told me, nom, 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 nom.